Okay, so we're looking at, excuse me, general form of a straight line. So far you've been having your answers as y equals mx plus b. M is the gradient. Okay, don't forget, so m is the gradients and b is the y-intercept. And lo and behold, that's called gradient intercept form of a straight line. But we have another form of a straight line which is called general form, and basically, it jumps up a bit high. So it looks like this. So you have the x's and the y's on the one side equals a number. So in some textbooks they might have ax plus by plus c equals 0, and that's also general form, but hopefully the ones we'll be doing will have ax plus by equals c. Okay, so the only thing is x and y have to be on the same side of the equal sign. You're not allowed to have fractions. So before, when we had y equals mx plus b, we could have y equals a half x plus a third. That was okay. But when we've got general form, jumps up again. When we have general form, we've got no fractions are allowed, and the value of x, the coefficient of x must be positive, but b or c can be negative, positive or negative. So it's only a has to be positive. So let's have a look at some examples and see what that means. Okay, so we've got an example y equals 2x minus 1, which is in gradient intercept form, just normal. So x has to be positive, so we're not going to move the x. So we're going to move the y across, and then we're going to move the number back. Okay, so we're going to move the y across to where the x is, and then get rid of the number. So 2x is still 2x, plus y becomes minus y, and minus 1 becomes plus 1. Because we're moving them, we have to change the sign. So 2x is still positive, so we don't move it. Y moves across, becomes a negative, and minus 1 has to go the other side, which becomes a positive. So that's the same equation. Looking at example 2, y equals minus a half x plus 3. This time x is a negative, and we need x to be positive, so the first thing we do is move it across. So we've got half x, y is still y, and 3 hasn't moved. And then to get rid of a half, we just double all the numbers. Okay, so when we double a half, we get a whole, 1x. 1y becomes 2y, and 3 becomes 6. So that's general form. Okay, copy and come across. So if we want to go backwards, back from general form to gradient intercept form, we need to have y equals mx plus b as our final answer. So that means that y must be first and has to have just one y. Okay, so in this particular example, I've got 3x plus 2y equals 5. Y is positive, so don't move it. So move the 3x across the other side, so it becomes minus 3x. 5 hasn't moved, so 5 is still 5. And then to get rid of the 2, we divide everything by 2, we'll get rid of the 2. So minus 3 turns into minus 3 on 2, and 5 turns into 5 on 2. So that would be the equivalent answer. So you'll get some practice in the next couple of slides. So what I want you to do is convert to general form for these ones, and the next slide will be convert to gradient intercept form. So pause, and when you're ready, come back live. Okay, so colours. Okay, x is positive, so don't move it. So that means y moves and 1 moves. And so the answer would be positive x minus y equals 1. And that's your answer. Then the second one, x is negative, so we have to move x. So it's going to be positive 2x. Y hasn't moved, so it stays as positive y. And 2 hasn't moved, so it stays as positive 2. Okay. In the next one, we've got fractions, 4s and 3s. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the fractions. So the lowest common denominator of 4s and 3s is 12. So I'm going to multiply everything by 12 to start with. So I've got 12y. Now 4 into 12 goes 3 times. So I need to triple that number. So that's going to turn into 9x. and then 3 into 12 goes 4 times, so I have to multiply that number by 4. Okay, so this should go through it again. So 4 into 12 goes 3 times, so I have to triple the top. 3 into 12 goes 4 times, so I've got to quadruple the 1. Now, x is positive, so don't move it. Y goes backwards, numbers go forwards. So 9x is first, 12y becomes minus 12y, and minus 4 becomes plus 4. Okay. So this time we're going to convert back to normal form, gradient intercept form we'll call normal. Okay, so pause, and when you're ready, come back live. Okay, so we've got a negative y, and we've got to get positive y as our final answer. So I'm going to move the y's across, move the numbers back. So when you move the y across, it becomes a positive. 2x hasn't moved, but 4 has moved, so it becomes minus 4. And then just divide by 3, so you get 2/3 x minus 4/3. Okay, in the next one, y is positive, so don't move it, so move the x. So 4y equals minus 3x. 6 hasn't moved, so it stays 6. And then divide by 4. And just 6 over 4 can cancel down to 3 on 2. So your final answer is y equals minus 3/4 x plus 3 on 2. Now, at the moment, there isn't a worksheet. I might see if I can dig one up, but otherwise, you just need to incorporate those into parallel and perpendiculars, which is your next topic. Okay, thanks.